if we can blow a 63-point lead, we've had a major catastrophe this week, but anything's possible. I think as you look at the playoffs for us, our guys have done a great job in making the, showing up with fast cars and doing everything we need to do. We've not been able to close out the races. We've won a bunch of stages and, finished first, second, or third in I think 7 out of the first 10 stages. Just hadn't been able to get the finishes with all the circumstances that we've been battling through. So that's why we've raced hard every lap all year to try to win every stage and win as many races as possible and do everything we can to have that cushion to lean on. So it's a lot of fun to drive the cars. Having Eric win last week was not only great for him, but great for the organization to get all 4 cars into victory lane this year and see the preparation and everything that everybody at Stewart-Haas Racing has put together and put on the racetrack this year is really a lot of fun to be a part of. So we'll just keep plugging away, and it's like I tell everybody this time of year, it doesn't matter if it's ugly or pretty, just survive in advance, and that's what we're doing. As you look at the playoff board, I don't think everybody would have thought that it has shaken out to look like it does right now. I think when you look on the outside and you see the 2 car, who I think a lot of people, which is Brad Keselowski, a lot of people would have said, that's the one that they would vote for as far as being the 4th car. They're really fighting for their life as we go into this weekend at Kansas and needing to win a race in order to move on. So it's and 2 weeks ago, Ryan Blaney was on top of the world winning the race. So you just never know. It can turn in a heartbeat on you, and whether that's good or bad, it can go either way. Thank goodness
Texas.
I didn't have to listen to him anymore.
Finally. He had been 0 for 28 in Cup races.
0 for 28.
Should be 2 for 30 right at this point.
And as you
0 for
can
28.
tell, Eddie used to have a lot of jokes for Kevin about this. Eddie, were you maybe outside of Kevin about as happy as anybody that he did break his drought and get a win at our place?
He didn't seem very happy, to be honest. I thought he'd got out of the car and want a chest bump with me or something, and which would be great television, but he just kind of, I think he's won too many races. But regardless, he just got tired of hearing, hey, we do victory lane on Sundays too, and so I was glad to see him win. I was very proud of him, and it was the day we did the bobblehead of Kevin Harvick as well. So
timing is everything.
Yeah.
You're saying that if we'd done a bobblehead like 15 years earlier, you'd have won the race.
Yeah. At least I wouldn't have looked so old, right?
I think that was it. You were just too old to celebrate when you got out of the car.
That's right.
So
I've learned that you don't want to break a hip or something.
Yeah. Well, it's downhill after breaking it up. That's right. So, but no, I was glad to see him finally win. We're
actually way into golf. We actually have 3 PGA golfers that we represent through our management group, and it's a sport that I love to participate in. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy being around the golfers and the atmosphere, especially here at Top Golf. I've only been a couple times, but it's a fun place to come and hang out and have a couple beers with your buddies and hit some golf balls. So the good thing is here, if you set up the game right, you don't have to really hit it straight. You can just make sure that they're using all the little circles of targets, and we can have a good time. We have about a 50-yard little hole in the backyard that was kind of designed around number 12 at Augusta. It's not an exact replica, but it looks like it enough that in my mind I'm like, hey, kind of got a replica of number 12 here. But it's where my son learned how to ride his bike. We play baseball back there. We play golf. We actually spend a lot of time hitting golf balls back there and just relaxing and having fun. So we've got one tee box that's 30 yards away and one that's 50 yards away. So we have a good time with it. I love racing against Kyle Busch. I think that Kyle is one of the best drivers that's ever going to come through this sport, and I just like the way, you know, the things that he does in the car are great, but he knows a lot about the car too. So, you know, and you know, Martin and those guys have run well over the last few years, and so racing with those two teams, we've been around each other a lot in the garage. There's a lot of respect amongst the three teams, and we all want to beat each other. I mean, ultimately that's why we're here. We want to win, and you know, I feel like that same passion lives in those garage stalls next to us. They like you, but they want to beat you, and you know, a lot of times it's you know, you do whatever you have to do for your team to go out and do that, and you know, that's what makes it fun. But there's also a lot of respect there. But in the end, we all want to beat each other, and but it has been a lot of fun racing with those guys. I like the atmosphere. I like to have my son, you know, be a part of that culture, just because of the fact that, you know, when you go to golf camp, the first thing they do is they take them to the 18th green and they teach them how to shake hands and take their hat off and be respectful. And I just like the respect part of the game, and you know, I think that's important to learn, especially at a young age.
I remember taking young Kevin Harvick and teaching him how to throw his helmet, and it was part of.
I've got a problem with that though, Eddie. Now I have to go I have to go drop my son off at school, and all his teachers I've learned to watch this thing called NASCAR.
Yeah.
And they only watch it for one reason.
Yeah.
And fortunately, that's probably me.
Yeah.
And so when you know they're watching, you know, the helmet throwing is really, I think it's probably come and gone in my day.
Darn it.
Yeah. I can still be that fierce competitor, but I have learned that winning races is way more fun and way less work to try to work yourself out of trouble.
I want to see that look in your eyes.
It's not as good for the promoter.
And that's what I'm saying. I want to see that look in your eyes like it was when you were standing on the hood of your car, trying to get Ricky Rudd to get out.
Yeah, now it's just that look of, we kicked your ass today. I've never caught off guard by anything that happens at any Texas Motor Speedway event I go to, because I never know what Eddie has up his sleeve. So I was a little caught off guard with Kelly and her showing up to golf. So I got lucky and wound up winning that round of golf. I think that's the only one I won today. But you know, there's never a bad day when you can put a golf club in your hand. Today is one of those days in an event, you know, where we combine the fans and the sponsors and the media to come have just a cool afternoon. So I had a lot of fun. I think our chances to win are good. You know, this has been a really good racetrack for us on the old style, and since the repave has been good as well. You know, as we came here the first part of the season to the spring race, we led a bunch of laps and ran up front and did everything that we needed to do to win, and in the end didn't. Wound up finishing second. So our goal is to win. It's been a great track for us, and that's the expectation when we come back.